Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of the Blue Green Ocean Road. Your host, David R. Stenberg. How are you?
Hey, Judge. How you been, man?
I've been cold. Not adjusting to the winter very well.
Muy frío. That's how you say I'm cold in Spanish.
Muy frío.
Yeah. Muy bien. No, I'm good. I'm learning Spanish. Out of necessity.
Muy frío. Okay, so many. So you use it at work quite a bit?
There's like really no English at night. All the delivery drivers speak Spanish. All the cleaners in the building. Even the guy I work with.
Ah,
Yeah.
yep. That's the way of it. What are you going to do?
It's a territory I've been in before. You just have to adjust.
So it's a turkey day.
That was great. I
Yeah,
gained a whole pound.
good.
Yeah, it was really good.
I think
I like that dinner. I really do.
I've yeah, I think I've gained back all the weight that I lost last summer. So, not that I lost a lot of weight last summer, but
It don't take much, man.
I realized, hmm?
It sucks. It just does. It doesn't take much.
No,
It takes forever to get rid of that pound, but it only takes a minute. One sleeve of
that,
you know Girl Scout cookies will do it. So
ooh, what's your favorite?
shortbread.
Yeah,
Fucking love
I
those.
like short.
Well, yeah, more for me.
Yeah,
I like the other ones. I guess the
good.
second one would be the mint ones. Yeah. But mint really is awful with milk. They're just that's a solo thing. Wash it down with water, I guess. Hey, Mikey. Mike, come on. Hey, Mike.
So I made like about
And you got
several dozen oatmeal raisin cookies.
Can you hear us,
oatmeal
Mikey?
raisin cookies.
Ready? So what? Dolphins at the Piscataqua? Did they make it out?
What's that?
Did they?
What?
Dolphins stuck in the Piscataqua.
Oh, yeah.
Uh,
There were five dolphins that managed to get into the Piscataqua in Portsmouth. Five white-sided Atlantic dolphins, which is not really rare, but rare that they would come in that far and get stuck this time of year, apparently. But yeah, I think it's a tidal river, so the tide just changed and they were able just to get out. They're pretty smart, you know.
Eh,
oh, that's good.
they never
But
figured out.
I didn't get to see them. I went down. It was much too late by the time I got there.
They can jump. They never jump out of that tuna net, so not crazy bright. Not that way, I
But
guess.
you guys saw the sensation that was on YouTube with the humpback breached on top of that little boat over the summer. You didn't
Yes,
see that?
Oh, I think I
That
did.
yes.
happened.
Oh, you know what?
That happened like
I think it was a
that
sea
happened like right
lion
at
I
the
saw.
mouth. That happened like right at the mouth of the Piscataqua. So like a lot of weird stuff's going on there right now. So
I think
there
I.
was somebody from the naval shipyard noticed them, uh, and reported them to the ocean wildlife people down there. So,
Yeah, I had a when I lived in Warwick on the Providence River, there was a harbor seal that came up and sat on. We had actually had ice flows that particular winter, and one was sitting on a chunk of an ice floe that was like I could walk up to it and with some boots on, and there was a harbor seal there, and it was just like sitting there looking at me. I didn't think much of it. I had something. I think I had to go do something. I had to leave. When I came back, the harbor seal was dead. So I guess it was in the throes of dying at the time.
Oh, I see.
But I called DEM. They told me to call Mystic Aquarium, and Mystic Aquarium sent up someone to pick it up and do a necropsy on it, and that was that. But that was pretty interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was my contact with exotic marine fowl animal. But
I've seen when I was boating around. I used to boat around Portland and stuff and all those places. You come around a bend and there'd be like 50 of them on this outcropping, and they all then as soon as they see you, they all just jump in the water, and scold you, and you know.
yeah, I should
Pretty
have
cool.
knew something was up when it let me get that close to it.
Yeah. Yeah. You
You
see
know,
what
when you're used to
gases.
being around animals, you don't really think it's that big a deal, but then you have to remind yourself that it's really a wild animal. They usually don't let people get that close to them.
I've seen them with big gashes on them, from probably from boats and stuff. You know.
Yeah, I didn't notice such a thing, but we're all originally were lamenting how already at this point I've already gained back all the weight I lost last summer in a relatively short amount of time, and I was telling
It's on quicker.
Dave that
It go. It goes on quicker than it comes off. That's for sure.
yeah, and I was making I didn't help it any because I went on this kick of making oatmeal cookies for a while. Made several batches of oatmeal cookies, which are easy to make. Nothing particularly hard about it. Just
Easy
and
to make,
there was
easy to eat.
yep, easy to make, easy to eat. Gained back a lot of the weight. Yep, not that I lost a lot of weight. But, I did lose a
Well,
couple of pounds anyway.
you're keeping the weight off, Dave. How much you did? How much? You're not eating much, huh?
Well, I eat. I just don't. I just avoid sugar. Um,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
like the plague, and anything processed too much.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, sugar's the one. Added sugar. That
Yeah.
seemed to work. It's like it's magic. Well, we're fat
Yeah.
because of all that, the seed oils and all the shit that's in food now. You look at
Yeah.
people in the '60s, the '70s. We were fucking, the fat guys were the bear bellies, right? And that was it.
Yeah. Yep.
It's all
Yep.
that shit. I mean, I've seen this place. There's a place where the water is so fucking awful. All they do is drink Coke, like 2 liter bottles of. That's what they drink because it's that or nothing,
In,
and they're
in
all
the U.S.,
huge.
are you talking about somewhere in the U.S. or in a foreign country?
I forgot now. Anywhere that's going on, I bet you Jackson, Mississippi would be.
I was gonna say Alabama.
Yeah, anyway,
Flint,
Jackson,
Michigan.
Mississippi's water is like brown. The city water, it's undrinkable. It's unsafe. It's full of mercury and shit. So I don't know. It wasn't a story about that place, but I imagine soda is it there, or beer, or bottled water. Holy shit! Imagine that.
Well, until there was a decent public water supply, most people drank alcohol instead of the water because you get sick from the water. So
Oh yeah.
most people drink alcohol all the time, like beers and ciders and whatever else.
Well,
They
yeah.
have to drink water. You have to add some hard, spirits to it just to kill the bacteria.
I drank lake water with vodka in it. I just took it right off the lake. I just put my canteen in the lake, put it out, put vodka in it, and then I drank it. That was probably stupid, but it worked. It worked. Fucking
Yeah, that's
lake
I've heard
not.
that
water.
I've heard that New York City has like some of the best water.
Yeah, they got that. that aqueduct or whatever that was in
Yeah,
Die
yeah.
Hard 3? Did you see?
Oh.
Did you see Die Hard 3?
No, I never saw Die Hard
Yeah,
one.
once that was enough
That was
years
enough.
ago.
I remember John McClane shot up through a manhole cover, right? Because that's. And Samuel
Yeah.
L. Jackson was just coming by.
Providence is supposed to be pretty good too. Providence water supply.
It smells like
They do actually
it smells like Situate
pretty
Reservoir.
neat. Yeah, the reservoir and the whole system is actually, one of the top 10 in the country.
I don't know about that. I got that. That's what I drink. That's what's here.
Yeah.
There's some days.
I mean, it's not real. It's still decent.
There's some days it's clearly lake water. You can smell it. There's other times it's chlorinated. You can you get a hint of that, right? And once in a while it's clear. I only use it for coffee and cooking and bathing, but mostly it's bottled water. I take bottled water, and put it like in the smoothie. Like if I'm just gonna do like an apple, like if I do apples, just regular peeled apples and just water, just enough water to get it going. That's pretty fucking great, actually. It's like cider, I
I
guess.
got one of those. I got one of those Britas. You pour the water in the Brita.
Yeah, I had one of those. I did. I had
Yeah.
one of those.
I don't think they're great, but it's better than straight city water.
Oh
you know,
yeah,
What
yeah.
I got.
If you want, yeah, if you're just going to make your own water,
Yeah.
there's this unit at work. I imagine, well, they're everywhere actually in the kitchenettes, and they actually use what? They use ultraviolet light too, I think, and all that shit. And the filter, the light comes on when the filters had it. And actually, there's people that come and replace the filters. There's people who, the machine comes with that service and shit. I get that water. One of the guys I work with comes in with like gallon jugs, empty gallon milk jugs, and fucking tops them off, brings them home. Yeah,
Nice. Nice.
yeah, it's nice. It's the thing's got a Starbucks coffee machine. That's why I stare at the ceiling until 6 in the morning, man.
Well, at work, you get a Starbucks coffee machine.
Yeah.
Those are great.
Those
But
are
the ones
great.
they grind too, they have like the
Yeah, it
bean
takes
hoppers on the top.
I start it,
And,
then I
yeah,
finish
but
my
it-
round and come back, and
They
it's
press
done.
grind and brew a cup right in front of you. The machine does. It's right. Is that
I think it has that. It's got like a screen on it. It's showing little movies of Colombians raking out the beans and shit. It's
yeah.
making noise behind it. I bet you could put. Yeah, that's an option. It depends on what you put in the front plate. I guess you could put like clear. There's probably the clear shield too, so you can watch the thing happen.
It's
You
like
might not
about
be
this
too.
big, right?
Oh
It's,
yeah,
it's a unit like
It's
it's about this big. And it's got a screen
Yeah.
on it. It's got bean hoppers on the top where you put fresh beans in. And I've used one of those. They're great.
they are great.
That's a good little instant coffee maker. But you usually see them like at hotels and stuff where you go visit,
Yeah,
walk up and make yourself a fresh coffee.
that's the
and
only
stuff.
time you see an ice machine too. Where do you see them? Unless you're working in a
Those are pretty rude.
yeah.
Back those things are contaminated fairly often.
Yeah,
The ice machine at any of these.
yeah. You open up the door, you can clearly see
hotels
mold
and
around the seal.
Restaurants, they're all contaminated. Even the ones that work. I remember, like when I was working at a market, we had one, and this for general use, and it was always contaminated. The thing was always filthy. Thing never passed the health inspection. When the health inspectors came,
Yeah,
they go right to the ice machine because that's one of the most filthiest things in a restaurant or a hotel or anything. Is the ice machine.
that's all
I
right.
didn't know that,
Yeah.
man. I'm gonna say hold the ice from now on.
Hold the ice.
All kinds of
No ice. I want lukewarm.
Yeah, I have a 3-stage filter under the sink. You swap out these cartridges for because even though I have well water, I have a high content of fluoride, natural fluoride, which is really awful stuff. You're not supposed to ingest that stuff at all.
Yeah, George is
It's
one of
like,
those guys.
Yeah, I'm one of those guys.
I know.
Yeah.
I've known you for years. You brought that up, I think, in the
Like
'80s.
purity of essence. Is that
It's from your neighbor who, after he brushes his teeth, he spits toward your well.
Yeah, he's been
great?
he brushes his teeth outside. He's been spitting crest right on the ground.
He spits in your well, man.
Yeah,
That's right.
it's got that minty smell. Smells minty.
Every once in a while he goes. Every once in a while he goes out there and he takes his crest tube and just
Yeah,
fucking squeezes it in your well.
that's what he does. That's how he
I
melts
get it.
the snow.
I would take that over the weed killer he's constantly using on his lawn.
Ooh. Ooh.
That stuff is the worst. It's
Weed
sending
killer,
up in my
yeah.
well.
That's if it happens if you
So-
live near a farm and stuff. Your well, you get some like nitrates and all that crap in it. You know.
Yeah.
There was that DuPont. Was it DuPont? There was that place in New Jersey. All the cows had like double heads and shit. Everybody was dying. There's a movie about that. It's like the same, almost the same cast as that was in Spotlight. Anyway, it's one of those lovely. What am I doing? How do I do this? Someone wants to join. Mike.
It's fresh from the woods with his fresh kill. Get one this morning?
Nope. Didn't see nothing.
Mike.
Cold.
They came over to my house. They were out in the yard.
Oh yeah.
We're just discussing string theory.
Oh, talking about string theory, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were.
Well, you know that. Here's the thing for you. The strings in string theory happen in 6 other dimensions besides the 4 we live in, right? 6 dimensions,
7.
6 directions, right? Four directions up and down. 6 strings on a guitar. So I mean, there's cosmic significance here.
Coincidence? I think not.
6 eggs in half a dozen. 6 toes on freaky people.
Oh boy.
Freaky people.
Freaky people. People who take off their shoes in airports. They all got 6 toes. They want everybody to know and smell it.
You know, they do that at airports. They don't do that in train stations. Laura got on a train
Well,
yesterday. They didn't ask her to take off her shoes or nothing. They didn't go through her bags. Didn't do nothing. She just got on the train.
Yeah. The choice of
It's like
terrorists.
theater of safety. It's just theater of safety, you know. It's like making it look like you're doing something for
I know. I'm
everyone's
part
safety.
of the performance.
Accomplishing very little.
I perform
Well-
every day.
The fact that they do it probably dissuades some people from attempting anything.
Well, yeah. Of course.
But you can't.
Yeah.
You can never add up the people. You know the negative. Like, you know, all the people who don't do it now. You can't add that up and say, well, look, we saved all these lives. You just can't.
nope.
You know.
Well, you just get the spotlight when you fuck up. You know, nobody
Yeah,
goes,
that-
"Hey, great security today." Nothing
You're
happened. You know?
inconveniencing and
Good
pissing
job.
off, though.
There was 6 people that they didn't catch. They would have caught.
Coincidence?
Whatever.
Yeah.
6 sides on a stop sign.
Ooh.
Did they catch that guy in New York City yet?
Hope not.
They found his backpack.
Did they? Yep.
I don't know. They're not saying what was in it.
The water bottle that he had, that they think he used, but they're not
Can't hear you,
sure.
George. What'd you say? What'd you
Yeah, he
say?
does.
I said
Yeah.
they took a DNA swab off of a water
Oh,
bottle
yeah.
that he used. So
They know more
They'll go
about
to
that guy than they do their own mother.
right,
Yeah.
it's like how much resources they want to put toward anything. You know, they'll depends. You know,
Yeah.
if they want to solve a crime, it just
In a case
depends
like
on
this-
the amount of resources they want to invest in it. it's just a matter of how much they're willing to go.
In a case like this, it's the same as killing a politician. So they'll put some more resources. They put more resources in it than if he killed you.
Right? Exactly.
Yeah. Nobody cares about your ass.
That's right. No one should either.
I care.
I
I
care.
put all my resources.
There's a whole
I
lot
put
of
all
care
my
about it,
resources,
though.
George.
Yeah, I
4
definitely.
years old.
I'd miss you, but I would also lock my door. You never know. Somebody
they
really
come to
hates
you
the
now.
podcast.
You never know, man.
All the other CEOs have got bodyguards now, so because they think they're next.
Yeah, it's great.
They are next.
They put their profiles off of the websites as well.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for people freaking out, I'd have no work. This is good. It's good for business, man. Just when they think they want to get rid of you, something like that happens. And then you're good again.
Is there anyone on the board of directors of your company that works at your building, or do they it's just a
I don't go near those people, George. I'm out by the road. I don't want anything to do with that place when they're in there. It's a beautiful thing. It's just me and the stars at night, you know. And I finished another King book this week. In alone in the building. And I thought I heard something. I did. I stopped. I went because I know all the sounds, but I also all the new sound bad. You know what I mean? New. I've been in that building forever. You know. I know all the other shit it does. You know what it does in the middle of the night? It closes the shades. They're big and heavy. It's a smart building. It sucks.
Really?
I hate that. First time I saw it, I'm sitting there. There's this big window. The moon's out, like Jupiter's near it. I got one of them office chairs. I kicked up my feet, and all of a sudden, I go, no, wait, what? Fuck. That was it. And I saw, and there's no switch to undo it. You know what I mean? It just does it, and they're wicked heavy. Smart building. Fucking smart building. I want light switches, man. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? I'm good. What the fuck? You know the toilets flush when you walk away in there, right? At home, sometimes I walk away from my toilet like I ain't gonna do it. And I go, well, what the fuck am I doing? I have to go back? Or I'll come in later and it's still in there. I go, what the fuck? What the fuck?
At least you got an excuse when Yolanda yells at you about it.
Yeah, she don't yell at me about that. We stick up the place. We just don't talk about it. You know,
David,
we're both guilty.
there's a log. You left a log.
A log. A lalago. How do you know?
Well,
how
at
to say
work,
that?
I don't have
A
to do
lingu.
nothing.
Yeah, lingu.
Joanne's got this friend, right? And whenever they go out different places, they text each other when they use the restroom, and they do like 2 out of 3 or 3 out of 3. 3 things they didn't have to touch in the restroom for it to work. The water,
Oh, I got it. Yeah.
the shitter, and
The sink
I don't know what else.
and the
The
soap
paper towel
dispenser.
thing over there. Yeah.
I got this one, right? I'm washing my hands. I'm finishing up, right? And just as I'm about to pull my hands away, it throws soap on my hands. Like I got too near the soap thing. Now I have to like rinse. It's like, well, what the fuck? And you have to like, you kind of got to trick it, like not getting near it. Because then just suddenly it'll just shoot fucking soap at you. But if you put your hand right under it, it won't do nothing. I say, I'm here, you shithead. Come on, give me.
And someone's playing a prank on you.
Yeah, it's
You never
AI.
get your hands clean because someone's playing a. You ever see that? There's a prank where there's outside showers at the beach, and a guy's leaning over and pouring shampoo on a guy, and he can't rinse it all out of his hair, and he thinks he gets it. He pours more shampoo, and that's what's happening to you. Someone's pranking you.
Do you ever see the ones that are like really narrow and you can't find where the sensor is, and you're
Yeah.
reaching it? Where the hell are
Move
you?
your hands
There
up
it
and
is.
down and all around in there,
Yeah.
trying to get it to turn on.
You're picking up all these germs, trying to find the.
Remember that skinny cop in Fargo? The automatic doors wouldn't open for her, right? And then she said to her partner, says, I'm here, right? And the other guy, he just walked right up and opened. Everybody else can open it with their bodies. She's in the front. She's doing shit like this. It was
I
like
once
that was the UFO one.
bet Dan Butterworth I could sneak up on one of them.
Yeah, I saw you do it at the IGA down in Pasco. I said, yeah, you did that trick. Yeah, that was your famous number there for a while. It was freaky. It's just what Mike was saying. You saw where the sensor was.
I used to tell my kids that those automatic doors, I was opening with my magic powers.
Yeah, back when they believed you.
No, they didn't believe me. They're like, no, you didn't. I said, yeah, watch. Well, how come you opened for that lady? I said, because I hold the doors open for ladies.
I did that with my mind.
They get so mad at me.
Yeah, but you don't hold the door open for mom.
Fuck her.
I used to, but not no more.
You get your quota. Yeah, you only hold 18 times, and then they're on their own.
No, 6 times. The magic number, 6.
6.
6. Yeah, they
6.
should. They should know. They should know by now, right?
6 times. That's all. Get your own door.
6 times.
Yes, if you hold the door open for someone and they don't take the door out of your hand, then that's like the ultimate rudeness, you know. So I just like let the door go at that point, let them get smacked by the door.
Hey, you guys, everybody pick one at a time. Like, pick a number between 1 and 50. Mikey.
39.
Mike.
27.
George.
50.
Nah, that didn't work.
What's your number?
It's 37.
Fuck, I was going to say that, but Mikey said 39.
39 is the second one. 37 comes up all the time. Humans do it.
You know why I was going to say that? Because of algebra class with Mike Kelly and that deaf nun. Remember that? You were in that class. No, you weren't. Never mind. Anyway, the nun was deaf. And this kid, Mike Kelly, used to say all kinds of shit under his breath.
Oh, yeah. What?
And whenever anybody didn't know the answer to a question, he'd go 37. And the kid at the other end of the class would say 37, and the answer was 2x, but 37 was the number we always used all that through that whole year.
There's a thing about 37. Most humans pick it for a random number, and there's a reason too. It's also one of those prime numbers at the end. It's a weird number. Anyway, like, it's funny. Like, if you do it online, it's 37 and 69 because it's online. Like, some people would say 69, but on the street, right? Somebody got a microphone and asks you, they don't say. But the online one has a spike in that. When you look at it, you go, yeah, it's going to be because of the nature of anonymity.
Huh.
So that's what I was thinking. They didn't point that out, but I saw the graph and I went, yeah, that's those are the 12-year-olds.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, I was actually gonna say 37.
Okay, yeah. Most people do, and it pops up everywhere. Like, if you see like a cartoon with a football player's number's 37. If you start looking, it's like, what the fuck? It's really something. So think about prime numbers too. There's a big long list of it. It really is a random number. So anyway, yeah, that's cool. It got close, 39. But there's a 20, there's a 7. And you know what? 50 is like the last thing people, because that's like that seems the least random. 1 in 50, between 1 and 50, random number between 1 and 50. People never pick that. Like, well, not never, but it's a very small amount. They don't favor the 2N numbers. It was a video I saw. I went, ha! So, and I thought, podcast, I'm going to ask the guys. I was waiting a bit. I was at 37. And the thing is, I thought if all of you said 37, it's like you knew about it too, because I always say 37 now.
Yeah. Never heard that, huh?
Yeah, it's I'll send the link. It's a pretty good channel. Guy's got 8 million subs. 8 million.
Well, you see a lot of wild stuff on the internet.
This is really done good. He's more like a mathematician. I got another a physicist that just goes online and does like problems and stuff. But she also reviews books. That's where I get the books from. Like, yeah, it's pretty cool. Just wicked smart. These wicked smart people telling me things. They're wicked smart.
So the gas company left us without heat or hot water, and they're not going to come till next week. They're supposed to come yesterday, and they wouldn't.
What?
Why not?
What?
Well, we ran out. We were supposed to be on automatic delivery, but they forgot that part. We were supposed to be on automatic payment. They forgot that part. I went in and paid I got a bill on my, from them, and I'm like, what the fuck? It's supposed to be paid for because we're supposed to be on automatic delivery. So I went in there and straightened it out. I went to their office and straightened it out just 2 weeks ago. And we ran out of gas. So we called them up, said, what the fuck? We ran out of gas. And they said, well, you should have ordered gas, but we're supposed to be on automatic delivery, but just went and straightened all this. Anyway, so we're out of gas, and they were going to send someone yesterday. Oh, we'll put you on the list for yesterday, and we're gonna charge you $150 extra because they have to do a pressure test every time you run out of gas somehow.
So they're not losing you as a customer because of this?
Oh yeah. I got to get someone else because the guy never came out yesterday. So they don't do it. They don't deliver on the weekends unless it's an emergency. That's another $400.
That sounds like some serious fuckery. Isn't there some kind of
Yes,
state
it does.
agency?
There's always
that's like-
always fuckery.
Right.
The gas business is just fuckery. From top to bottom, it's fuckery. We went with this company because they're in Connecticut and they're not allowed to just keep jacking your prices. But you go to any of the companies in Rhode Island, well, not any of them. There's a couple that are decent, but you'd get your bill and the gas, it's one price, and then it goes up like 5 cents every month, whatever. And pretty soon you're paying like, a couple of dollars more than everybody else around you.
Can you go
so you
market?
you
go
quit that gas company and you call them up, the next company up, and they're like, oh yeah, we wouldn't do that to you. You come on over here. And, they give you the same price you were getting. And then pretty soon you're paying $3 more than the guy next door. And you're like, what the hell is this? So we called this one company, said, get your tanks because we're changing companies. They said, why? I told them why. And they said, oh, we'll give you that price. So why weren't you giving me that price right along?
Didn't miss.
Fuck out.
Well, they count on our complacency. Now we get used to something. We don't want to change.
Yep.
Change
There's
is
a lesson
hard.
there.
The cable companies and the phone companies, they operate on the same system, and they make it so difficult to switch and so financially awful to switch that they count on you not switching. They raise the fees all the time. It's awful. I have to stick around with 6 hours on the phone with the Verizon trying to arrange for automatic payment. And they still haven't made the automatic payment. I don't know. It just drives me insane. My daughter looks at me like, oh, you're just old. You just don't know how to deal with this stuff. And says, no, I want to say, fuck it all.
No, it's just I've been dealing with this stuff for way too long.
Abandoned ship.
Yeah. Because we can see that it's fuckery, but the young people think, oh, that's just the way it is. It's like wind blowing and sun shining and stuff like this. But no, we see
Wind blowing
the
and sun
steady progression of
And
fuckery
then,
over the years.
and then suddenly, when they have to pay the bill, they'll see the fuckery.
Yep, that's what happened
Yeah.
with Sequoia. He used to tell me I was paranoid all the time. I said, look, everybody out there is out to get your money. That's all they're interested in. They're just trying to get your money.
Yeah.
Oh, you're just
That's right.
paranoid. You're just an old fart, and all this. Now he's out in the world. He's like, yeah, you're right. Everybody's out to get you.
Yeah, look out. Keep your head down.
It's a predatory universe. It really is.
That's
Everything is predatory. You got to guard against the predation all the time.
That's why plants grow spikes.
That's right.
That's why some animals grow spikes.
Oh, I heard this
Right.
great
Or they
thing this
become
week.
tasteful.
When
to
you
the
enter,
eaters.
when you enter the
always
ocean,
tell 'em,
you,
"Hey,
you-
man."
you become part of the food chain.
It's my
When you
credit
get to the
card that's going to
forest,
be.
you get to the
It's gonna
food
be
chain
fucking-
again.
It's my credit card that's going to be charged, not yours, man. So
That's right.
Wind blowing and sun shining.
Right.
Dad, my phone does not work. This is simply. This is wrong.
Simply unacceptable.
I saw the power go out up by a McDonald's drive-through once. Right, it was up at Apple Valley, and
Yeah,
it was
dude.
some of my windows are down and shit. The whole place just went dark. Right, and
Nice.
people like they were, me and Steve were looking at the people stuck in like the drive-through, and like one guy, we heard him yell, "This is bullshit," like that. Right? All these people are gonna die the minute the power's off. They're finished. You know what I mean? They're just
I'm
gonna
gonna
stand
die.
there staring at a fucking building with the power off and die.
I picked up a kid yesterday, right? I get to his trailer, right? I see a hand come out the door like this. Like, he comes out, he's got pajama bottoms on, some stupid sweatshirt with the American flag and a race car or something, a half a jug of orange juice in his hand,
A little vodka.
and like, and phones and shit in the other, you know?
Wow.
Yeah, people driving around
Good
with them.
luck.
Takes
Man.
me to the liquor store. I need to ride to the liquor store.
I mean, he was on his way to his pain
Where
management
was he going?
appointment.
Uh,
Where was he going?
To his pain management appointment.
Pain management.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's called the liquor store.
Yeah. Oh, they got it
I
delivered
told
now.
Mike
They got Uber
I told Mike a
booze.
story. I told Mike a story the other day about the guy I had to kick out of my car.
Tell him that. Tell him that story.
Oh yeah, see the eviction notice.
There's a guy named his name was George. He's at the VFW. Right. This is like 4:30. It just turned dark. Right. I don't usually drive at night because of this type of stuff.
Yeah.
This guy's so drunk he can't get in the car by himself. He has to have his buddy help him in the car.
Pour him in.
What?
Pour him in. We used to say, pour him into a
Yeah.
fucking cab.
So
Now it's an Uber.
in the meantime, I'm only picking him up because I have a reserve at 5:00 and I have time to do one short ride. You
Yeah.
know, so I pick him up, and I've given him a ride before, but we're not going towards his house. The destination is like toward a restaurant in Dover, and he's mumbling to himself back there. He's a big guy, right? Mumbling to himself. I can't follow what he's saying. Right? It's going from one subject to the next. We get to the destination, and he's like, "This is not where I'm gonna go." And I'm like, "Dude, this is the destination on the thing." I said, "If you put in the put in the right destination, I can get you there." He goes, "Oh, I'm gonna do it," you know. And I said, "Look," and then my reserve came up, so I'm like, "I gotta see this guy right here. I gotta pick him up. I don't have time to bring you home now because you didn't change it. So now I gotta pick him up." He goes, "I don't care about him." I said, "Well, I do. So get the fuck out."
Mikey.
He
Mike's
get out
getting
pretty
heavy.
fast.
Mikey's
He
Mikey
get out
got
pretty
pissed.
fast. And he started to scold me about using bad language to him, and I'm like, "Shut the fucking door." And I drove off.
Shut that fucking door. You sound like that. You sound like Wilson. Did you shut the fucking door?
And then the next morning, I fucking find his phone on my floor in the car.
Ooh, score.
So I delivered it back to the VFW because I don't want anything to do with this guy, right?
Yeah.
So, and I'm walking into the VFW, right? And there's another guy walking in there. So I said, "Hey, somebody dropped this in my car yesterday. You think he could, and somebody who's a regular here, you think he could bring his name's George?" And he goes, "Oh, Big George." He goes, "You're lucky he didn't puke in your car last night."
Thanks,
Like he's
pal.
over there,
That's
no,
why you
he's
stuck him in there last night. Hey, at what point are you? What's your extent of your responsibility? Like, if someone's drunk and you got to get them out of your car, can you just like spill them out anywhere? Like, hey, here's a sidewalk. I'm just gonna go and
Yeah, they
roll them
can.
out onto the
Yeah.
sidewalk.
If they-
Or
if they're
are you
causing
liable the safety
nah,
of
they-
that person. That's the point.
Nah, not at all. If they're causing issues, which this guy was, and I've had to kick people out in the middle of nowhere before because other reasons.
Uber driver
But,
dumped one right in front of my porch. When I came
know, I
home,
can
there's this
understand
lady
if you
sitting
wanna
there,
have sex
right?
with
She's
me
got a
and stuff,
bottle of booze between her
I'm talking
legs.
about
The shit's
being
all over the
drunk and stuff.
place. And I go, ma'am, are you all right? And she's like, so I stood her up and like she could hardly fucking walk. She was like old. And so I had a Stop and Shop bag, one of the really nice woven ones, and I just gather all her shit there, like food, her purse, like ID. There's all over like my lawn, right? So I figured out where she lived in the apartment complex one block up, right? So I poured her into my car, and I took her to her apartment, right? And then like she couldn't find her key, and they had one of she pushed one of the intercom buttons in the building, and that lady apparently just buzzes for everybody. There's somebody that sits in there. And then when she got in the building, when she was like in the building, she was like on autopilot. You could tell. Right now she's fine. Right. So I booked. There was another time, a friend of mine, I was too drunk to do it. So a friend of mine put in the destination right for me in my Uber. But there was a 2-stopper, right? So we're going to go to a friend of mine's house first, then my place. But when we get to my friend's house, he says, this is where it ends because the guy who did it for me didn't do what I asked him, probably because I wasn't coherent. So I said, it says, how about $20? It's like 2 blocks away. Right? What if I just give you a 20, right? And she went, bye. Yeah, all right. We went over there. I gave her 20, and so that's what you
I've
do.
done that for people.
It wasn't even.
Yeah, I've done that for people.
Cash
People
is king,
offer me
baby.
money.
Money talks.
Well,
Yeah.
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 You'd have taken them home if you give them like, yeah, how about if I give you a 50? Turn around, put me where you knew I was going anyway. What the fuck am I doing here? Gotta do some customer service, you know?
That's what I think happened to this guy. I think he
Yeah.
was too drunk to put
The
in
guy
his
that poured him
destination.
in fucked it up.
Somebody put it in and messed it up, and it's like anything else. You know where you go when you do directions on a GPS. Well, George doesn't do
Yeah.
this, but the rest of us do, right? You put in directions and you get a list of places you've gone, kind of
Yeah.
thing, and you hit the wrong one, man. It's,
That's right. We
you do
call
too-
it,
you do it too
the
fast.
computer geeks
Yeah.
call it garbage in, garbage out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Deep joke.
The times I've had to deal with that, I've always reported it to Uber, and they always say, "Oh, really sorry you had to deal with that."
That's what they all say. They're really sorry. Like they're really sorry. Fuck, I don't buy it.
It's
What
not
the-
that they're. It's not that they're really sorry.
No,
That's in money.
it's just nice.
It's just that they.
They're
It's just
polite.
that they at least have that reaction, towards.
Well,
you,
yeah, I
you know?
guess. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
They're
But
not
it-
really sorry.
yeah. It's better than all the other alternatives, you know.
Yeah. Why the fuck did you do that?
They're better than
Violent
just laughing right at
reaction.
you. And he did what?
The guy comes at you and swinging an axe. An axe.
And then you can ask to be unpaired from somebody, if you have an issue with somebody.
Oh, you blocking them?
Yeah, basically blocking them from you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you probably
But that-
blocked Big George, right?
Yeah, I don't want to deal with Big
Yeah, I
George
don't want Big
anymore.
George. I'm good. Point him into some
Wait,
other
you don't have
Uber.
to deal with him anymore, right? They did that for you.
Nah. If they block me, I won't.
No, you blocked him, right?
Yeah, can you block them?
If they unmarch, it's called an unpairing. They unpair the rider and the driver.
Oh,
basically.
Jesus, that sounds almost fucking sexual.
Yeah.
That don't sound right. I
might have
don't
been
like
if
that, I
that
don't
guy
like
didn't get
that
out
at
of there.
all.
But
Unpairing.
if they screwed that up and I go there again,
You got
and there's Big
paired?
George, I'll just keep driving. My finger out like this.
You don't ought to get paired with Big George anymore.
I'll pull over and wait till he almost gets to the car. And then
Yeah, they just floor it. Run over his foot.
What the fuck? Nah, that's why I don't drive at night, man. Because that night
Oh, yeah,
It
it
was
gets
only
weirder
four-
and weirder.
it was between 4:30 and 5, right? I had three
Yeah.
rides, right? George left his phone in the car. I had this other guy who left his laptop in the car, and then the other person never showed up.
So that guy got out of the car without his phone. He might have
George did. Yeah,
died.
it was on the floor. He dropped it. You know.
Yeah, but I mean,
I
he
don't know
was
how
like
he got-
wandering around without his phone now, drunk.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know how he got home.
Well, yeah, right. Nobody had seen him. We went to the bar. They go, "Hey, he ain't been in."
He would have had to gone into the restaurant and try to explain to somebody.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, that might have been.
Well, it's
Yeah,
a
that
good
might
thing
have
he
been
didn't go
fun.
back to the post and they said, "Oh, you're that guy that left him in the middle of nowhere." You know, we got
Check
some
the
things to
news.
say.
Oh yeah, you can't go back there now.
Yeah, they got to film me on the news. You driving away.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Helmet 11 breath.
get the
A veteran,
fuck
Mike.
out.
You left a veteran on the side of the road in the
Yeah.
middle of nowhere in the
The show-
wintertime in New Hampshire.
I know. They'll
What
show
would
a
you
picture of him
phone
when he
us?
was young, in the wood, in the
Really?
shit, in the jungle.
Like you said, man, maybe he was a hero in some war, but he was an asshole tonight.
Yeah. People change. You get
Yeah.
me in the drunk.
Yeah. Well, he kept trying to convince me to bring him home, and he said he wasn't very far from there. So
But he didn't say money.
You're a cold-hearted bastard, Mike.
Dumbass.
gave him a shot. Gave him a shot. You know, he wouldn't change the. Just wanted me to do it out of the goodness of my own heart. You
No,
know?
hey, no, that's not what this is about.
The goodness of your own heart.
Yeah.
It's the evils of capitalism. That's
Well,
They just said,
What
I
about
want an unpairing.
I want an unpairing from you. We shall never be paired again.
That's right. You may kiss the witness.
Who knows,
oh,
man?
boy.
But that's the reason I don't drive at night.
Yeah.
Drunks.
That shit happens all the time, man.
I've guarded shit downtown like the Fleet Building and One Citizen Plaza, and they both have fucking ATMs open 24, an open lobby. That sucks.
Uh-huh.
Like, oh man, very bad. I hated those. It's the fucking ATMs.
This is why we need self-driving cars for drunks. Need self-driving cars
Yeah.
for drunks, so we don't have to deal with them. Ones that are self-cleaning too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Some spray comes on and disinfects everything. And
The time I went to San Francisco, there was this big outdoor restaurant, right? Really big, like a little building, and you go into it and you use the restroom, and then when you leave, the door's shut behind you. It flushes the whole room cleans itself, and then the doors will open for the next person.
Really?
Yeah.
that's
Oh,
how they
yeah.
got to make the self-driving Ubers. They just flush it all out.
With those, it's like those wet bathrooms, you know?
Yeah, like at airports. It's like too wet.
Yeah.
It's like, oh man,
Yeah.
what the fuck? I don't even want to be in here. I think
Hey,
it's all my
Giorgio,
pant leg.
What's that, a giant bottle of wine there at George's table?
Looks like it.
Looks like a German
That's
hand grenade.
a lava lamp. That's a butt plug. I mean, a lava lamp. Giant butt plug.
That's not chocolate syrup. Hey,
Wow.
you know what I was
That's the name
thinking
of this
about?
episode. That's the name of this episode, Dave. That's not chocolate syrup.
That's not chocolate syrup. I was gonna call it wind blowing and sun shining.
Okay.
Yeah. Now or the unpairing. Ooh, that's a good one.
The unpairing. That's the name of the episode.
Yeah, I
The
think I like
unpairing.
that. Yeah, the unpairing. I want the unpairing. They'll think we're breaking up. Then they'll wanna listen.
Takes like an hour the thing to start to get undulating.
You ever listen to
my
that
daughter
podcast
was
called Stuff You Should Know?
I got bored with it, so it ends up down here. Anyway,
That's
It's a
why
good-
you're
it's a
down
good
there,
pod-
George. They got bored with you.
I ain't been in a solar in 7 years, I think. I ain't
You
been
jonesing
down.
for it, Dave?
Yeah, 17,
Yeah, that's
18,
enough.
19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Oh, yeah, 7 years. No betterment for me. No moldy smell, no bullshit, none of that shit.
the
missed the
smell of
place.
cat.
I gotta admit, I missed the
Did you guys
place.
ever hear that story? That story of that guy out in Colorado who bulldozed his town. He made a tank out of a bulldozer.
Killdozer. Yeah, Killdozer.
Bulldozer, yeah.
Yeah, he was really pissed.
I
He
just-
had enough.
Yeah, he had enough.
Yeah.
Oh, they fucked with him
I
big
just-
time. They had it
Oh, they
coming.
did,
It's
yeah.
too bad he had to die. It's too bad they didn't die, but they had it coming.
Yeah, he I just heard the story the other day on this podcast called Stuff You Should Know, and it's a pretty cool podcast. And there was a whole part about the muffler store. You know about that?
The what?
There's something about a muffler store, like he
It's
agreed.
not the
and-
store. He owned the
Yeah, he
muffler
was.
store.
They put in a cement factory, and they wouldn't let him even pay for his own access to his business. They were just
Yeah.
cutting him off.
That was it.
He couldn't access the fucking road. They were being complete dicks. He bought
Or access
Killdozer
sewer line.
to make the
So-
road. He was going to make it himself, right?
Right.
And instead, he would actually everybody saw him making it, putting these big plates on it and shit. It was fucking crazy, right? He even had like cameras, and they had like bulletproof glass around them. They couldn't fucking do shit about it. It was it finally just died. There's film of that, yeah. Fuck yeah, man.
Yeah.
There was
So
a
there
guy
was
up
a-
your
that's-
way.
So
It ended up it disabled itself when he pushed in this house or this building, and one of the tracks fell into the foundation, and so he couldn't move it anymore. So he ended up shooting himself inside. Then they had a hell of a time trying to get him out of there.
Yeah.
Was
So there's one part where he was going to sell the muffler store or something, and the deal fell through. He was going to sell it to the town. I forget exactly what happened.
Well,
It was
yeah,
a deal
because
for the
of
muffler store.
It went on a
while.
problem, and
Comes on.
they needed the
The guy
They
comes
would
on
let
the
him
podcast.
sewage, the city sewage without an easement that the cement company wouldn't give him, and he couldn't sue the town
The
for.
The guy on the podcast when that came up.
Yeah, it was a whole litany of things that he just got fed up. Just
I
horrible.
had enough.
So the guy in the podcast when that came up about the muffler store, he goes, "I'm not going to pay a lot for this muffler store." And then started thinking,
Well, that was the thing. I mean, without the access to the road and the sewage system, then his property was worthless. He couldn't really sell it to anybody.
That's right.
he had to explain that reference to Cedar though. He didn't get it. Then I started thinking like all these things, all these references now, that kids don't get.
78
Oh,
to
it's part of
33 in the third.
How about that song? I'm down to stems and seeds again.
Yeah, nobody knows
They
about
don't
that.
get that.
They don't know what that is.
Roaches in the ashtray. 33
Roach-
in the third.
Clips.
33.
Then there's the other side of that. There's all the stuff we're trying to keep up with.
Yeah,
Unpairing.
like automatic payments.
Hey, you know what? They still say dial.
See what?
Do they still say dial? Dial a
No.
number? Did they say that even?
Yeah.
No, I haven't heard that. Only the old folks who said.
Our generation does this for the phone. Right? Oh, I gotta make a phone call. Their generation does this.
And before that, they used to do this, Mike.
Yeah, Dan's mother, Mims Butterworth. She used to. I gotta call someone.
How I
you
do
later.
this?
It's the thumbnail.
I'll Morse code you later.
Thumbnail.
It's like this. Kids are like
Thumbnail.
this.
This is a thumbnail.
There's gonna be a chip in your head. You'll just be hooked up to it. The Matrix.
So I
Give
got
me that
these
guy,
electric,
man.
I got these electric heaters going all night. These little space heaters from
Oh,
my
that
shop.
sucks.
But the alarm on my heating system, which is telling me something's wrong. I can't turn off the heating system because I want to keep the pipes circulating water, calling for heating, so that they don't freeze.
Yeah.
But it's this alarm is going off, a high-pitched alarm that almost sounds like tinnitus. It's really annoying, and it's just going off all the time. Like right now, it's driving me nuts.
Can't you find it and break it?
No, because it tells me of other things. It's a complicated system, man.
Oh.
This is a 21st century heating system.
It's a smart heater.
Well, it's clever. We'll say clever.
It's yeah. It's mad at you. What'd you do to it? It's like
You ran out of fuel.
Oh yeah.
That's what happened.
Feed me. It's like a crying baby. Well, that
Yep.
sucks.
Yeah, I got the furnace on now. I can feel my oil tank just getting sucked dry just listening to that thing. Jesus Christ. What is it up like $3 a gallon now?
I don't know what oil is. Gas is about that.
Did you guys get like the cash pays down there, or like gas stations where you pay in cash and you get a good deal?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Cash or credit. Credit's more than cash, but your debit counts as cash in some of them.
Yeah, but these are like you gotta pay in cash to get this good deal. Like I paid, like there's one for like $2.61 if you pay in cash. You know,
Yeah,
they're like very separated. You know, they're like
yeah. You got to press what you're paying in, cash or credit.
yeah, but they're not. Yeah, those are like 2 or 3 cents difference, right? They're not
No,
that different.
they're like 10 cents difference.
10 cents. Oh, okay. Yeah, because it's like
Yeah,
they get a
we
couple
should-
down here. You get a couple down. You actually have to go in though. You have to go in the store, pay in cash, and you get a good deal, like $2.50 something, you know. And then, but if you just do the debit or credit, it's like 3.05, or it's, you know, 3.10. You know, there's only a couple of them around. You know, worth it if you're filling up. You know.
I filled up, I think 7 weeks ago, maybe 6. I go a mile to work and back. That's really all I do.
Nice.
It's like I'll go 2 miles to groceries and shit. And
Well, I haven't had to go to the Boston area for a month now.
that's
pretty
big.
cool.
I don't know if that's good or bad. Is that bad or good?
Well, both.
Both. Yeah, right.
This is what retirement looks like for me. Like I'm going to be working sometimes, but not all the time.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm retired, like you guys, like
Cool.
those guys.
I ain't retired yet.
No, that's what it looks like for you too. You have the job that retired guys do, Dave.
Oh yeah.
You've been retired for years.
Oh, I can do this till I'm dead. I'll probably die there.
You can start building your killdozer now.
I
It's
got
a
time.
retirement
I got
project.
time on my hands.
That's
to build
too
those.
much effort. I couldn't even stay mad that long. You know, I drew one hole into that plating and go, you know what? I'm gonna go find Jesus, man. Fuck,
That's
too
really
much
that's
work.
really what. It's not a good conscience that causes good behavior. It's laziness.
yeah. I mean,
It's
very
too
very
much
good.
work to be a bad guy.
Right.
I'd be a
It's only
robber and a
not
murderer,
about
but nah, fuck that.
Look at an opportunity.
If I had more ambition, I'd be really bad.
I asked AI to write a thank you letter to the nuclear bomb for making me not take life very seriously and just enjoying every minute like it was my last. And it just became a habit after we weren't worried about it anymore. I'm glad it went that way. I never want to go to college. I want to spend all that money. I didn't like school. I hated fucking school. I'd do it if it would have meant that I would become something. But it didn't look good. So, I'm not going to waste my time doing that. That just seems like stupid. Hey, I'm a doctor. Boo. Fuck me, right? So, that was my attitude. I'm glad I had it. actually, because
Yep.
I really did spend my life doing that. Just
I really thought that I wasn't going to make 30.
nah, didn't
I
look
really
good.
believe that, you know. And I hear other people say, I never thought they'd do that, but you know, we're in good company. You know, all the scientists thought so. Like
You should see with the AI
Feynman
rule.
in his book. Feynman in his book, he was going. He drove back from Los Alamos and he was driving to New York City, and he saw people working on a bridge, and he's going, "What's the point? What's the point of fixing that bridge? It's all going to get blown up anyway."
It's
So
just
we
a
weren't
case
that-
for that's like a case for if you immerse yourself in any world, right? That's just the way you think all the time. If you're not in that world, you know.
Well, he figured everybody was going to get the bomb, and then someone was going to use it, right?
Well, yeah, but that's his world, you know.
But I thought so too.
Yeah.
Made sense to me. Like all the people around me were crazy, right? We'd go to school, right, and the nuns and the priests would tell us about, you know, stories about people like, oh, the Nazis were like gonna burn this church down with all these people in it, so they just all sat there and prayed, and God saved them or whatever, and they believed crazy shit, like, you know, like have you ever read the book of hallucinations in the Bible? Like they believed in this shit and would tell us about it, you know. So in my mind, adults were crazy. And they would use like people dying for their cause, dying for God. You know, they would tell us about these martyrs and shit people who died for God, you know. And like, so I believe that adults were crazy enough to die for an idea like that. You know, I wasn't alone. A lot of smart people thought that way.
Hey man, good seeing you guys. This hour goes quick.
Yeah, especially when you're late.
Hopefully we'll make it to next week.
Hey,
Yeah.
last week went pretty quick too, and that was 2 hours.
Yeah, that was a good one. That was just me and you, man. But yeah, that's about right, right?
Yep.
37. I don't know what to call it.
Hey, look, George is outside.
All right.
Time to go out and seize the day.
Wow, you got snow.
Oh yeah, snow all over the place. Gonna get some more snow tonight, and then rain, and that's gonna warm up. So
You see
Fuck you guys, I
Jupiter?
don't need
Jupiter's very bright in the sky right now.
it's a beautiful day. It was a beautiful morning. Have a beautiful day, everyone.